On the show, the Six for Justice and Khalistani organizations go on a rampage in Australia. We tell you why they have taken a communal turn in Australia and Canada. All eyes on Budget 2023. Prime Minister Modi says amid global economic gloom, the world is watching India as a beacon of hope. Andhra Pradesh all set to get its new capital. Visakhapatnam is the choice of the Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. A look at the Reaper drone the United States used to kill Al-Qaeda chief al-Zawahiri. India is going to buy 30 of these drones. And there is an increased gender gap in colleges in India. Details of a report coming up that blames COVID-19 as the reason behind this imbalance. This and more, get a view of India from the top angle. Well, now pro-Khalistani groups have yet again become emboldened. Incidents fueled by anti-India and particularly anti-Hindu sentiment are on the rise. Six for Justice, the outlawed secessionist group, is running a concerted campaign. In Australia, its supporters nearly staged a riot. In Canada, they defaced Hindu temples. And now in the latest, anti-India graffiti was spray-painted on a wall of the Gauri Shankar Mandir in Brampton. This act of vandalism, according to authorities, was committed sometime between deep in the night and within early hours of the day. In Toronto, over the past 9 months, up to 3 temples have been desecrated by individuals presumed to be Khalistan supporters. Of late, similar incidents have come up in developed countries and leading democracies like United States and Australia. It seems that resident Indians abroad and people of Indian origin are being subjected to acts unquestionably designed to strike fear in their hearts and minds. Over the weekend, pro-Khalistan supporters took to violence in Melbourne. This was after the Indian diaspora had come with national flags to hold a peaceful counter-protest at the Federation Square. The demonstration was staged in response to the thousands of Sikhs who had come to vote in a symbolic referendum on the creation of a separate Sikh homeland. A 34-year-old man and a 39-year-old man were later arrested and issued penalty notice for riotous behavior. But what's more appalling is how the Australian police failed to prevent the attack. This despite them knowing that the Indian community would likely be faced with threats and violence amid the pro-Khalistan referendum in the city. But based on these recent incidents, pro-Khalistani groups appear to have escalated their defiance against India with renewed vigor. What was earlier limited to bluster and bravado on social media has now transformed into physical attacks and even defacement of places of worship. India must therefore take a firm stance against the shift in tactics by the pro-Khalistani groups. Moving on, the world's eyes is on India's budget amid global uncertainty. This is the message of Prime Minister Narendra Modi as India prepares for the Union budget on Wednesday. The Prime Minister said that the budget will attempt to meet the hopes and aspirations of the common citizens amid an unstable global economic situation. Prime Minister Modi also said that recognized voices in the world of economy are bringing positive messages from all sides. The budget, the Prime Minister said, strives to fulfill people's hopes, aspirations, and also boost the hopes with which the world is looking at India.
हमारी कार्य संस्कृति के केंद्र बिंदु में भी एक ही विचार रहा है, इंडिया फर्स्ट, सिटीजन फर्स्ट। सबसे पहले देश, सबसे पहले देशवासी, उसी भावना को आगे बढ़ाते हुए ये बजट सत्र में भी तकरार भी रहेगी, लेकिन तकरीर भी तो होनी चाहिए।
Well, next up, the capital conundrum is finally over. Visakhapatnam is going to be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. Talking to the media in Hyderabad, Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy said, and I quote, "I'm here to invite you all to Visakhapatnam, which is going to be our capital in the days to come. I will also be shifting to Visakhapatnam in the months to come." Now, confusion and uncertainty over the capital city of Andhra Pradesh has been going on for a long time. Even after 7 years of bifurcation of the combined states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, the debate over the capital kept going. with Andhra Pradesh State Assembly unanimously passing a bill repealing the two laws enacted in June 2020 on the three capitals, the uncertainty over the state capitals came back to square one in 2022. Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy had vowed to bring back a more comprehensive and foolproof legislation that would be suitable in all aspects to overcome the legal hurdles. Moving on, there are reports that India is planning to purchase 30 MQ-9 Reaper drones for the country's three armed forces. And interestingly, the United States had reportedly used these particular drones for an airstrike on a compound in Kabul that killed Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri. Now, the MQ-9 Reaper drone is used for surveillance, intelligence gathering, and precision strikes. These drones can also be controlled from ground stations and naval vessels. India is likely to strike a $1 billion deal with the United States to acquire 30 MQ-9 Reaper drones, 10 each for the Indian Army, the Navy, and the Indian Air Force. Now, India has taken these drones twice on lease from the US-based company. First, the Indian Navy took it on lease for 2 years in the year 2017 and again in the year 2020 during the peak military standoff with China in eastern Ladakh for surveillance purposes. The MQ-9 Reaper is an armed, multi-mission, medium-altitude, long-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft. The Reaper's primary purpose is to provide surveillance support. The MQ-9 Reaper drones use laser-guided Hellfire missiles for precision strikes. They fall in the category of hunter-killer unmanned aerial vehicles. And the MQ-9 can also employ up to 8 laser-guided missiles and air-to-ground missile 114 Hellfire. Now, the deal took some time as there was no scope for local production because the United States manufacturer refused to share its know-how for a Make-in-India component. Another factor was its high cost, but the Indian government had to go with this deal as no other option matched with the MQ-9 Reaper drone. Moving on, the pandemic has taken a lot from us. While there has been many irreparable damages, education is one field which has taken the most beating. So much so that crucial gains in bridging the gender gap across different undergraduate programs has suffered a massive setback. The latest All India survey on higher education is an eye-opener. The data released by the Education Ministry shows the number of women for every 100 men enrolled across different bachelor's programs dropped in the academic year 2020-2021. In the year 2019, there were 100 women per 100 men for the BCom course. That dipped to 94 for every 100 men in 2020. Figures closer to that in 2016 with 93 females per 100 male students. Other courses also saw a similar drop. From 110 women for every 100 men in MBBS in the year 2019-2020, there are now 100 women in 2020-2021. Pharmacy, which had 93 women for 100 men in 2019, saw a drastic drop to 66 women in the year 2020-2021. Undergraduate programs like nursing and education also witnessed a similar trend. From 385 in nursing and 215 in education for every 100 men in 2019 to 2020, it fell to 308 and 185 women respectively in the year 2020-2021. Well, now the gain in closing the gender gap was marked by large-scale disruptions due to the COVID-19 pandemic that struck in the year 2020. Undergraduate programs like computer science, business administration, pharmacy, technology, and law have always had a wider gender gap and continues to remain so, with the numbers tilted towards the males. The latest survey shows the total student enrollment in higher education went up from 3.85 crore in 2019 to about 4.13 crore in 2020-2021, an increase of nearly 29 lakh. And out of the total enrolled, 51.3% or 2.12 crore are males and 48.7% are females. On that note, this is an end to this edition of Top Angle. Do check out incisive news analysis and cutting-edge documentaries streaming only on Newsline Plus. Thanks for watching.